How are you?
Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Heart of Homeschooling show. How are you tonight, partner?
Oh, doing very well and excited actually to do the show tonight. We have a special guest, and I'm really fascinated with her work. So I'm sure you are too, Cher.
That's
So
right.
how are
I'm
you?
super excited. Oh my gosh, it's already what almost December,
I
partner.
know it's the
The
last
holidays
weekend,
are
the holiday
here. It's
rush. I hope
That's
you guys have done
right.
your shopping and your Christmas
Oh my
list.
goodness. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness. We are just getting started. I think the traffic outside is
you said it.
reflecting, right? All the activity. Everyone is already, a lot of people are out going around already. I'm very surprised. Traffic to me is almost back to normal. I feel like all of a
Yes,
sudden everyone decided to go out, maybe do some Christmas shopping. So I,
yes.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm excited, but most especially, we are honored if you are joining us today. Welcome everyone to all of our viewers on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you for joining us to our regular viewers. We appreciate you taking the time because, as Sigrid said, we know it's a very hectic weekend for everyone. The holidays are coming around, and we know you could spend your weekend, another way. But you're here with us tonight, so thank you so much.
Yes, and really, okay. As usual, we ask you to sit back and relax with us as we talk to our special guest for tonight and learn a little bit of a little bit more about how to improve your homeschooling and maybe your probably even your relationship with your kids and even the activities that you can do with our special guest tonight. So I'm really looking
That's
forward to this.
right. You know, partner, when we think about the things that we want to share with our audience, we always think about the needs of the parents, or sometimes even our own challenges and how those can be addressed. So this
Mhm.
episode is really for all of those that maybe, like, for me, this is I'm trying to think, was this the first time? I think no, no, no. This is our second time. This is our second holiday. I'm trying to think. The pandemic kind of blurred the timeline already. I'm trying to think if this is the first holiday
It happened.
homeschooling, right? So we wanted to see. We also want to find out, right? Holidays for those that send their kids to traditional regular school, it's pretty clear cut, right? Because there's an end
Mhm.
to the study period and there's that long break. But for parents that are homeschooling, it's slightly different. It may be similar, or or totally different depending on the setup. So we wanted to see how our homeschooling parents addressed that not issue really, but the occasions, special occasions, especially holidays, or especially, I guess, Christmas.
Mhm.
In this case. But before we do introduce our super special guest, I'm also excited. I'm super excited to talk to her. She's so
Yes.
talented, guys. You just
Yeah.
you're not just going to learn things about homeschooling. I mean, if you want to learn about the arts, if you're very interested in visual arts, you should take down notes because this person can really help you with that. Before that part, and we do want to remind our viewers, guys, we have our giveaway, and all you need to do is stay tuned. Just keep watching the show. Every time you watch the show, we do flash a special code that you just need
Yes.
to take note of. At
Mhm.
the end of the four shows, you get the chance to be entered into a raffle where you can win 1,000 pesos worth of gift certificates from Amici. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you take down notes. Don't worry, we are going to be flashing the codes from the last episode and
Mhm.
this episode as well. So just make sure you stay with us and stick around so that you can win that gift certificate. Otherwise, Sigrid and I will be the ones eating in Amici
Yes.
very
I don't
soon.
mind.
So let's say hi to a couple of people. Let's see if we have some friends that are joining us today. If by the way, if you do have questions for our guest today, all you have to do is drop that in the comments below so that we can ask her for you and we can address those questions for you. In the meantime,
Yes,
partner.
please. Mhm.
All right, in the meantime, we are going to take a quick break before we introduce our super special guest today. So, guys, please stay tuned.
Welcome to the Jesus Centered Life International Family Conference.
Hello. thanks so much to the more than 20,000 people from around the world who joined us last December in the first Jesus-centered live conference. Isn't it that we all enjoyed one international speaker, 57 Filipino speakers, and also 57 panelists from around the world, parents, teachers, and students. Wow! Now, given your enthusiastic feedback, I can feel that you are wondering, wanting to share this great gift of JCL, this great joy to so many people we are in contact with around the world. And this is in fact the very theme of this year's JCL 2021. Share the joy. Because this is the very message of Pope Francis to us. You receive the joy of the gospel. Told us the good news that God so loved us, He gave His Son for us, Jesus Christ. You are, He says, a joyful person. And so He urged us, reach out to others and bring them the hope and joy of the Lord. Jesus-Centered Life Conference, JCL 2021. Share the joy. And so, take action. Register today. Invite others to register so they too can share the same sparkling joy. Maraming salamat po. Many thanks.
All right, we are back. So before we introduce our super special guest, we did want to thank one of the sponsors of the show, the Jesus Centered Life Conference that is happening very soon. So December is coming up. So that is happening December 8th to 12th. So for those that have not yet registered for the free conference, please do so. It's super worth your time. There are, I think, over close to 70 speakers again, I think, this year. There are a lot of speakers from all over the world, and they are going to be talking about how we can all live Jesus-centered lives. The best part about it, Sig, is that it's free. It's free. So
Yes.
if you want to invite your friends, your family members, if you want to gift this to somebody that you know needs to get to know, reconnect with Christ again. Now's the perfect opportunity to do that. The link is on the screen. It's free.
Mhm.
Just click on that link and get the chance to listen to a lot of speakers, attend a lot of activities. It's over 5 days, I believe. So from the Feast of the Immaculate Conception to the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm actually
So
looking forward to that because I heard there were a lot of speakers, international speakers. I think this is a good chance for all of our viewers to do register. The link again is on the screen. I registered already, and I'm looking forward to this to the talks.
fantastic. So thank you once again to Jesus Centered Life, and we look forward to meeting the other conference attendees a couple of days from now. All right. So moving on from our sponsor, Sig, again, we were telling our viewers that our guest tonight is someone very special, right?
Mhm.
Very busy, very accomplished mom as well. Do you want to tell our viewers a little bit more about her?
Sure, I'd be happy to introduce our guest for tonight. So, okay, of course, no, I'd like to talk about a little bit, give a little bit of a background to our guest for tonight. She is, of course, a mom. She's a wife first and a mom, and she has three wonderful kids, and they're all so cute. And of course, she is also a visual artist. But what's interesting is we'll find out a little bit more later about what she actually uses to for her art, right? So, without much further
Exciting.
ado, yeah, I'd like to introduce Miss Sunshine Plata Alimagno. Can we invite her in?
Hi, Sunshine! Welcome to the Heart of Homeschooling Show!
I think you're on mute. We can't hear you. Hi, Sunshine.
Shine!
So nice for you to
Hi,
join. Right?
Cher. Hi,
How are
Sid.
you?
Merry
Hi.
Christmas.
Oh, advance.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas!
Advance Merry Christmas to
Advance Merry
everybody.
Christmas!
Tomorrow will be the first day of Advent, so looking forward
That's right.
to the Christmas season. But Sunshine, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Cebu. So
That's
It's my
right!
pleasure. My
that's
pleasure.
something.
Maayong buntag, tama ba? Maayong buntag?
Maayong gabi eh.
Ayong
Ay,
gabi.
gabi, hindi pala. Gabi na pala.
Gabi na.
Sleeping
Tama.
already.
Maayong gabi.
Yeah, by
That's
the way,
right.
for
Right.
all the Cebuanos out there, maayong gabi kaninyong tanan. I hope you are watching from a fellow Cebuano and of course
You
from
are well
Sunshine.
represented. My partner is
Yay.
representing all of you. So thank you to all our viewers from the Visayas region. So,
Mhm.
hi, Shine. Go ahead, partner.
Okay, so all right, thank you so much for joining us, Sunshine, tonight. So we are going to be learning a little more about you, and of course, a little bit more about what your art is, right? So I like to start with this quote from Simon Sinek, one of my favorite, I guess, speakers and inspirational people out there, no speakers. He says, "Solutions we find to the challenges we have when we were kids become our strength as adults." For me, I think it's another way of saying that, in a way, necessity breeds innovation or invention. I think, or mother is the, necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. And well, Sunshine, getting to know you better. A few days ago, we had a little chat with you and share, and thank you for that opportunity to really get to know more about you and looking through your art and everything that you've done and accomplished for the past decade or so, and even more. It seems like that's the underlying theme of your life. You see, it's innovation in a way. And I think starting from your discovery of coffee as your medium for painting, to also how you did your first Christmas project with your kids, and when you settled in your new home in Cebu, right? So I'd like to throw this first question to you, Sunshine. Why coffee?
Okay. So it all started. So I was still single back then. Why coffee? I wanted so bad to be in fine arts. So I would see those people painting the vintage buildings in my university at UST, and I wanted to be like them. So I said, I want to explore another medium because there was one incident wherein I was put off by a sales lady. I was buying oil paints. My first medium was oil paints. And then she said, when I was asking to look inside the box of paints, she immediately dismissed me by saying, that's expensive. Mahal yan. And I haven't even gotten the time to look at it first. But I said, it's okay. I have the money. My parents gave me the budget for it. But I went home. I said, if ever I'm going to have a hobby, it should be within my means. I was still a student back then. So I said I shouldn't be bugging my parents for funds if I want to come up with my own hobby. So I thought I would always be brought back to that trip to the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum, wherein I saw a 19th century signature written in coffee. And I said, if that guy got to sign his name in coffee and made it last 100 years, then maybe I can paint with coffee and make it last 100 years as well. And that started it all. And then I said, I had my first solo exhibit in 2008, and then 24 out of the 33 paintings that were shown were sold. And the remaining ones, I emailed Ripley's Believe It or Not, and the VP, Edward Mayer of the Archives and Collection, wrote me right away within 24 hours. He said, we're going to purchase two of your works, and that is Reina de la Luna and Fairy of Sorrows. So
Wow.
that got me into their museum in Times Square in New York. And then it was
Wow.
featured also in the Martha Stewart show. So luckily,
Wow.
from the family's prayers. So yeah. And so
Yeah, that was
now,
go ahead. Yeah, until now yeah, you've I've seen a couple of your artwork, and some of reviewers like we see Denise Price now, when actually when I shared that on my page that we are going
Denise.
to. Yes, hi Denise.
Hi, Denise.
Yeah, and of course, Paul, my husband, is watching. Hi, Paul. But
Good
really, my family is
evening.
also
Good
watching.
evening,
My
Paul.
daughter, particularly, when she saw your art, I shared, of course, the show tonight. I shared in our family link, and she said, "Wow," because she's also a visual artist, and then she's fascinated with your work. I see right now what you see on screen are some of her previous work, and I was just,
Beautiful.
amazed in awe, and I couldn't help it. I just had to message you, Sunshine, and I just told you, you are amazing. Isn't she amazing?
Thank you.
True.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful works of art. See, we have another viewer saying, I super love your work, Mommy Sunshine. We have a lot
Yay,
of
that's
fans. Very
Mommy
talented.
Carmine. Good evening.
Beautiful. Thank you for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you.
Yes, how
Super
interesting. And
agree.
yeah, and really, yeah. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, yeah, it was an innovation on your part, and of course, uh, what's amazing is you brought about your situation, which is you found some paints expensive, and in a way you were turned away from purchasing all these nice, expensive paints, and so
Mhm.
you resorted, and that was, I think, that's kind of creative, and coffee painters are kind of rare globally, right? I mean, you're, I think, just a couple who actually
Yes.
paint around the world with coffee, and I think that's something unique, and that makes your art in a way really one of a kind in the world now, right? So to be featured in the Ripley's Museum, and as well as in the Martha Stewart show, wow, that is just really something that a lot of artists would be, looking for, and we just dream to be given that opportunity. So there, wow.
Shine, what is it? What
Yeah,
is it
thanks
about?
be to
What is
God.
it about coffee that made you decide to use it as your one of your primary medium? Because we know that yes, it is abundant in the country, but you could have chosen, other materials that we have in the Philippines as well. So, what was it about coffee? And I know I asked you this when we first met. I was like, Sunshine, when you say coffee, can we just tell our audience, what do you mean by coffee? Is it coffee beans? Is it, what exactly do we mean by coffee painting?
Actually, you share. When we say coffee, we can use both the brewed coffee that we drink and at the same time the instant. It's just a matter of there's just a slight difference. Both of those kinds of coffee, they are staining medium. So if you want to use brewed, you'd have some of the ground sticking to your artwork. But if you want it smooth, you can use the instant. And at the same time, I wanted coffee because I wanted to give an avenue also to those who are underprivileged, like the underprivileged kids who don't have access to the traditional art media
Yeah.
because of lack of funds. So I want people to learn how to express themselves through art using coffee, even if they don't have paints, the traditional paints.
Yeah, that
That's
is
really
such a
nice.
wonderful thing. That's a part of her advocacy, is also to make, I think there is no need for us to be held back by expressing our art or expressing our talent, just because the materials that we have on hand are prohibitive, right? I mean, it's like, this is a very good example of what how we can express, like in the case of Sunshine, she used coffee, and really, I guess,
Exactly.
the innovation there, I mean, it's amazing that if you really, I guess, if you really have the passion for it, you'll go find a way to just express yourself,
That's right.
and
Because, Sig, right? If that were, let's say, any other college student, they might have, instead of deciding that they were going to end up using coffee, they might just have been disheartened, and then said, "Never mind, forget this painting thing because I'm never gonna get anywhere with it. People are treating me this way, right?" But for you, you took that as a challenge,
Yeah.
to try to innovate and try to see
Mhm.
what you can do with it. So yeah, totally agree that that is something that doesn't normally. I mean, sometimes it's not as usual as you might think, that kind of reaction. So cheers to you, Sunshine, because you are really truly innovative. And speaking of
I do.
cheers, I
Yes,
forgot, ladies, what are you
you're
drinking
right.
tonight? We're so excited to talk about Sunshine and what she does that we totally forgot what you're drinking. What are you drinking, ladies?
Well, I'm having my favorite chamomile tea. uh,
Sigrid, yeah.
Yes, sweet. And
Tonight
then
I'm having white
we
wine.
agreed earlier we're gonna have wine. And what,
I'm
what about you,
preparing
Cher?
already.
Sunshine is having a party over there in Cebu. We should have also brought wine. But
Yeah,
next
just
time
the
we will
five of
really we will
us.
really bring wine. For me, this is my cup today. This is my mug today. This is different. This is a,
That
I
is
don't know
so
if people
cute.
can see. It is actually a Lego mug.
So
This is part
nice.
of our
Amazing.
activity with my son.
So
So part of
cute.
his,
It's so nice.
our goal for him when we homeschooled him was so he
Yeah.
learns,
Yeah, and
life skills, also how to conduct himself, right? So this is part of his entrepreneurial endeavors. So
Oh,
since he likes Lego, he likes to build things. He said he'll try to give it a go. So now he's learning how to do unit costs. His dad is teaching him
wow.
all of that sourcing, how to get stuff,
wow.
and I'm trying to teach him how to do branding, how do you sell. So tonight I said, okay, son, this is for you. Mom is drinking your drinking,
Yay.
my
That is
drink from
so
your mom.
cute. Yeah, we'll talk
So
about that and then play and creative. I just want to do a shout out also to our those who are watching via Play Filipinas page. Those are also
hello.
we've had builders of use and creativity. Well, talking about creativity, using the limited materials. Play Filipinas is actually an organization that we founded also that uses available materials, low cost, and all that to give the chance and opportunities for children to still play and not be hampered by
Fantastic.
the other materials. But do a shout
Thank
out also to our
you.
other guests. Hi, Tina Rodriguez, Kimberly
Hi,
Orshaga,
Tina.
and
Hello.
Reg
Good
Cruz. Yeah, just to say
evening.
Hello,
thank you so
Kimberly.
much for
Hi,
watching.
Kim. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Reg. Thank you so much for
Hi,
joining
Reg.
us tonight. We hope you also have drinks on hand, whether that's wine,
Yes.
tea, water, whatever it is that you want to drink. We hope, or coffee, or
Yeah,
coffee. Please
Or
feel free. We
coffee.
have our
it's
coffee
good
visual
that you
artist tonight.
picked up from there. Share coffee. There was a question that my husband asked me earlier when I showed him your work, Sunshine. Hindi ba nilalanggam? Di ba?
Alam
So
ko
we
rin
were
yun actually.
actually that's
Tama.
the question I also had.
Yeah.
That's
Hindi ba
right.
nilalanggam your artwork? Yeah, go ahead,
You know,
Sunshine.
most of the people now, kasi they're drinking instant coffee, so there's a mixture of creamer and sugar. That one, if you use that, maybe you'll get cockroaches or ants going through your artwork. But I thought of using the 100% instant coffee mixed with water,
Ah,
so it
Mhm.
kind of looks like
okay.
this. It's yeah, there.
So not the okay. So
Ants can
guys,
be part of the art.
not the sachet,
Not the
not only
sachet,
the
not the
sachet,
sachet.
not
That
the
one has
okay, not
sugar
that
and
one.
cream. Yeah.
Oo
That's
nga
So
right.
naman.
100% instant. I think you will find it in supermarkets.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, they come in sachets. The Nescafe, and all of the other. You mentioned earlier some of just plain black coffee or without anything is what you do, and that's the medium that you use, right? Yeah. So that's why there are no ants.
Right.
No ants, Paul. Sorry, no ants on
Yeah.
her artwork. All
Okay.
right.
There
And
is a question. Yeah. Go
there's
ahead,
another
share.
question.
Mhm.
Paul's very interested to find out. Sunshine, how do you
Yes.
price your artwork? This is a very interesting question, really. And how should other artists value their artwork? Because especially for you, right? Because it is basically a commodity. It's not your usual, art material. So first of all, do you use local coffee? or is it,
Uh,
does it have to be from abroad? Does it have to be, so
from
how do you value how do you price your artwork?
So it starts like this. So at first, you have to get your art out there first. Like you join group exhibits first, and when you're confident enough, maybe you can put up your own solo show, and then you have to price your artwork in such a way that you don't devalue yourself too much, or like price your artwork for just 100 pesos, and
Mhm.
that's just too small. So maybe you can price it at around. If it depends on when you put together the cost of all the materials that you've used. So let's
Mhm.
say up to the framing part, maybe your artwork would cost 2,000 pesos or something. You can start with that, and then the more you get out your art out there, and the more people get exposed to your art, the
Mhm.
more you get what's exposure in magazines, in shows, your artworks get to be priced higher as you
Mhm.
go along. So every year, somehow, your value as an artist should be going up, something like that. So I started back then. My first artwork costed about 3,000 pesos. It's
Mhm.
this big. It's a beach theme, and
Mhm.
so from there it went up as I went along. So I've been
Yeah.
painting for 21 years already.
Yeah, that
It's
was interesting. You
Wow.
since
started
2000.
in the year 2000. You were still
That's right.
single then, right,
Yes,
Sunshine?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were still single then. So let's go through your inspiration for your work. When you were single, what inspires you to paint, and what strikes you, what becomes your, let's say they say they have a muse for some people, or they have a common theme with their artwork, but for you, in your case, what inspires your art?
Actually, back then, Sig, when I was still single, I still dream. Now that I'm a mom, I don't dream anymore. I get really tired. It's all black. But back then, I would dream of fairies, and then I would remember all those when I wake up, and then I get a sketch pad and sketch it
Yeah.
right up, and then when I'm in front of my canvas, I start drawing whatever I saw in my head. But now, what inspires me would be images of pregnant women, because somehow it gave I have that pro life ideals in me,
Mm-hmm.
because of past conflicts with people. So I said, wow, I want to paint pregnant women because it's so beautiful how mothers are self-giving, and
Mm-hmm.
the sacrifice of mom. So I want to show there how beautiful a mom is. Just so
Yeah.
inspired by that. And
Yeah.
then I also paint coffee farmers, because I owe it to them that that they're producing coffee, and they are, what do we call them, backliners. We call the
Mm-hmm.
farmers backliners, because especially during this pandemic, when we've noticed how important their work is to society. So I
Mm-hmm.
just want to give an ode to them. Also religious images, because I paint religious images, because I'm thinking people now want to remember to be prayed for because of the uncertainty of our times. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we want to show them, hey, you can still pray. God is everywhere. These are just reminders that, you can talk to God anytime, anywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
these are
How
and
interesting.
children. Yeah, one of my
Yeah.
So it
favorites.
seems like, Shine, as you go through the different stages in your life, or the phases, right, in your life, it seems that your art now reflects, whatever it is that at that point or that stage, seems most valuable to you. So perhaps
That's
the
true.
fairies were because, again, like Sigrid said, you were still single, much younger, right? And then as you went
Yeah,
through the different transitions, then all of these become represented in your art. So
Mm-hmm.
that's true. That's
so
true.
interesting.
there's a quote that says, if you want to look at yourself, you look at the mirror. If you want to look at what's inside the soul of somebody, you look at their artwork. So
Mhm. Yeah.
somehow that's their they're inclined towards those things. So
Mhm.
that's why maybe lately, now that I'm a mom, I'm thinking I'm praying for my child because he's like
Yeah.
this and like that. I think so more
I'm
of I need to pray for this thing. So yeah.
I'm curious, Sunshine. How do your children find your art? I mean, how do they look at it? I mean, is it yeah? Whenever you're into something, are they involved in any way in your art? Do they, are they inspired by it, or do they actually give their opinions about your artwork? Hey, mom, maybe this is a little bit too dark or something. Whatever. I mean, you know how kids can be just so forthright. So, yeah. How is it with
Actually,
your kids?
Actually, my kids are, I found out, it's so surprising that my kids are also artists. So I said, I found kindred souls among my children because if you do something, like for a parent, if a parent likes to read, automatically the child would want to read also because they see it in the parent. So maybe it's just the modeling part that's happened, and it just so happened that these kids have the same genes. So when they see mommy painting, I give them their own set of art materials. Okay, here you go. We'll all be quiet. So there are moments when we're all so quiet because all three kids and I are working on something and we're also engrossed in it. Maybe they see, and sometimes they already paint Mama Mary because they see mommy painting Mama Mary and things like that. Or
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Yeah,
So
that's true.
my
They
husband, my
go
husband
ahead.
is the only one who's not into arts yet. But he's
Not
surprised.
yet.
How come it's so
Not yet.
quiet here? Not yet. Yeah,
Maybe
Not
soon.
yet.
Yeah.
not yet. I hope.
Sunshine, you did share with us that when okay, you are in Cebu right now, but you're actually not
That's
from
true.
Cebu, right? So,
Yeah,
you moved back to Cebu a couple of years back in 2017. Am I correct? Or 2018? Was that the year
Um, we
when you
first
moved?
moved to Cebu in 2017, and then
Okay.
we were back in Manila 2019 again, and then we moved back to Cebu 2020, the start of the pandemic, Feb
Like,
of
oh wow.
2020. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. And you were telling us that when you actually moved to Cebu, it was around this time of the year, and you shared that okay, you actually didn't have much things yet because I think you're waiting for some of your stuff to be sent and all that, and you
that's
felt it was
true.
time for you to make the Belen, which is actually the center of any Christmas decor that I think anyone should make in any family because it's actually the site of it's the scene of Jesus's birth, right? And
That's true.
tell us about that interesting story that you had where you had to make do with what you had and
Yeah.
this project that you did with your kids. Can you share with us
Okay.
that story?
So my family and I moved back to Cebu February of 2020. So the pandemic started March, right? Or it's beginning
Much.
already. So we were here, and I think we're having that scare of getting the getting COVID, getting the virus. So it's just what we did was just stay home, stay put, and I'm thinking, oh no, it's going to be Christmas soon. And when you move to a new house, you don't have all things complete yet. You'd always need to go out and buy stuff. And so what we had, so I'm thinking, wait, we should do art. We should do some art. So I'm thinking, but we can't go out. It's not possible to go out. It's exposing the kids to to a lot of virus. So I'm thinking, I'm challenging my kids. Come on, let's think of something to make for Christmas, which
Mhm.
especially is the Belen in my mind. What shall we use? I'm thinking of that. We have to make use of the stuff we have here at home because we couldn't really go out. All we can do is just um, ask for, like, go online do the groceries online for online delivery. So I can't really choose because you just have to have those things in your mind. Maybe they have like this at the at the grocery and have it delivered to your place. So all I got were the basic materials: scissors, glue, what else? Cutter, things like that, tape. So those are just the basics, and
And paint.
paints. Yeah, that's right. So, but majority of the stuff we have at home are cardboard boxes, and I love these cardboard boxes because they have a lot of, they can do a lot of artworks. We've done so many artworks in the past that has to do with cardboard. So I told the kids, can we make a villain out of cardboard? And they were up for the challenge. So I said, why don't we just read up first on the Christmas story so that you get familiarized, and then as days go by, nearing Christmas, we'll be producing the different characters in the Christmas scene. And the most important would be baby Jesus, Mama Mary, Papa Joseph. And we did that,
Mhm.
like in one day would make one or two characters. And then I'd make them, can you imagine who else are there? Oh, they'd go, the shepherds, mommy, and the three kings. So as days go nearer to Christmas, we were making the new sets of characters for the villain, the cow, the sheep, and all
Mm.
those. So,
Mhm.
and then we'd sing Christmas carols every time as we play the Christmas carols on Spotify. So we sing along as we work. So we're making artworks out of cardboard, making a villain out of cardboard. So that's all we have. That's all we had at that time.
Yeah.
So there.
And that for you parents is art in homeschooling. Isn't it right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Amazing. Yeah. So they
Because
got their hands busy.
Yeah. Because as parents, we want our kids also to be resourceful, creative
Mhm.
thinkers. Like,
Yes.
because it's not all the time when we have, like, we can teach our kids that it's not all the time we have the money to get the things that we need. Even if you have the money, maybe some things will hamper that desire to purchase
Right.
stuff. And what you need is a maybe a creative mind, a
Yeah.
resourceful thinker, something like
Mhm.
that. Think MacGyver. Like, he,
Yeah.
if you know MacGyver from the
You know,
80s.
guys,
If you know MacGyver
I'm
from the
trying not to
80s.
original
react.
one.
I'm trying not to react so much so I don't date myself. But
That's right.
to all those that know MacGyver, we already know
Yeah,
how
about
old you
how
guys
Generation
are.
old.
yeah.
Yeah. But there is
But okay,
actually a newer version. Yeah.
a newer version.
All
That's
right.
also. We'll just
Yes.
pretend. Sige, that's the one that we know. The
Uh-uh.
newer
Right.
version.
Okay.
So
So
sunshine.
there.
So when the pandemic, when you again, you go back there. You go back to Cebu. You had the means to buy the stuff you needed for Christmas holidays. The holidays were coming around, but no way to get anything. And again, instead of I would have been bummed actually if I was there. And I would have been a little sad maybe because if my kids I have kids, uh two of my kids are the age of Sunshine's kids, and I would have been, what would we do? I mean, if we couldn't get any of the Christmas decorations, we love decorating for the holidays, and
Mhm.
even if you wanted to, at that point, pandemic shut down everything. There was
Mhm.
nothing going in or out, no courier service. I think even if you
Mhm.
moved, things flights were closed. You couldn't travel from province to province, right?
That's
So
true.
for you guys, the I would say immediate thought again, innovation was cardboard.
Cardboard.
I mean,
The wonders of the
yeah,
cardboard boxes.
Yeah. You're right.
amazing, amazing. Okay, so
Yeah.
when you guys thought about that, right, and you started making it, and you started sort of attaching the artwork or the process of doing the actual product or the actual villain with the tradition, with what you believed, right? As you said, you did it figure by figure, right? So maybe let's show that how the
Yes.
figurine. So these are the things that you got from these are grocery boxes, Sunshine.
That's
These
right.
are
Those are just the grocery boxes because we prefer not to get the plastics anyway. So
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 these
we
are
had a
the
lot of those.
boxes.
Yeah. Amazing. So we see there that's Mama Mary over there, and baby
Biling.
Jesus. Yeah. And then even the camels. Oh my gosh, look at that. How
So,
interesting. And I'm sure your kids had a
um,
grand time just doing this. And it's a
oh
good way
yeah.
actually, because I think that for parents who are into doing art projects with their kids, it's a good way to actually talk about the season as well as you are doing all of these projects. These, as you're cutting the paper, a cardboard, a painting, and all. It's a good opportunity to share about why we're celebrating Christmas, the reason for the season, as they say, and you have their quick, a quick lesson not only on art but also on history and even religion, right? So that's an amazing all-in-one pack for you, especially for homeschooling parents who are watching right now. It's a good opportunity to discuss this. So yeah, I'm just amazed, and I'm sure the kids had a lot of fun. So Sunshine, my question is, how has your art in a way helped you with the rest of your homeschooling? I mean, has it played a very important part in your homeschooling?
Actually, when my art started, after well, when I became a mom, I thought maybe I should also pass it on to the kids. That coming up with innovative ideas, because um, it's it's part of growing to be unique, part of learning patience and resourcefulness, creativity, and somehow it exercises their minds not to get bored, not to have any reasons of getting bored, because I'm thinking, okay, um what can we do for our art? Like I involve them, I make them brainstorm with me. So
Mm-hmm.
it's part of the process, and um to them it's natural already to, okay mommy, we have coffee, stale coffee beans here. They tell me, what can we do with stale coffee beans? And I tell them, oh, maybe we can make a wreath or something. And sometimes when they can't come up with any ideas, I feed them with little ideas. What should we do? Can we use the coffee beans for the wreath or something like that? And somehow they share their inputs, and in the end, we get to work as a team in
Mm-hmm.
our division of labor. Even the dad gets involved. Even the dad gets into the picture. We tell daddy, daddy, can you be the one to spray paint the box so that so
Yeah.
that you have a contribution to our family artwork, because they're all asthmatic. Daddy would have
Oh,
his
okay.
contribution. So now it's a family thing. So
Yes, well, I
somehow
think that's a good way to get your husband into the art, into art as well, right?
that's true.
It's a
That's
family
true.
effort. It's a family project. So as we
Yes.
see now that Sunshine with the final project of
Ah,
the Belen that they first did when they moved into Cebu. That's their first Belen project, and she still keeps it to this day, right, Sunshine? It's
yes,
still, yeah.
actually. Um, if there's one thing I learned from a favorite saint, Saint Jose Maria, if you know him, my mom told me before. I got so inspired. He says, if so, poverty can be practiced if you take good care of things. You put
Mhm.
them away properly so that you can still make good use of them for a longer time. And in the case of this Belen, I'm just so glad that we got to keep them. One character from another, like Mama Mary's still here, so we wrap them one each, and then now I'm just reminded that my kids showed me, "Ah, okay, mommy, they're still here, so now we can still reuse them." And that's, I think, sulit, sobrang sulit na tong
Yeah,
Belen na to. We can still
I
use it.
bet. Oh my
And I
gosh, it's
think,
so
Yeah.
Sunshine, more than the fact that parents can save, right? I think the memories that are forever stored, right, in your children's mind
Mhm.
when they think about that, right? Even if at some point the Belen disintegrates, right? But that the fact that you all did it, it was part of the holiday season. that's something magical that kids can look back on and say, when we were young, my mom and my dad, we did this thing together. And I think
Yeah,
that's part,
exactly.
again, of, right, the magic of trying to see what can be done in the most unusual of situations, right? And how you
Correct.
can
That's
turn that
true.
into learning opportunities, and then opportunities also to demonstrate virtues. So again,
Yeah.
when we talk
True.
about virtues, usually this is something that we always speak about when we talk about homeschooling and what matters to a family. So we have
Mhm.
a lot of questions. We do have comments from our viewers as
Mhm.
well. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a very quick break, and we are going to be right back with Sunshine, because not only did she show us the final product, or what they did when they were in Cebu, she's
Mhm.
also going to demonstrate for us, like for someone like me who's not as
Yeah.
artistic as Sunshine, how do we now do this, right? If you have your own kids and you want to make this part of your homeschooling ritual this
Mhm.
coming holidays, what you can do with your kids. So stay tuned, grab some materials, whatever you have lying there around the house. Please grab that, because we are going to show you how you can turn this into your very own family activity. So we'll be right back.
Be back.
All right. So before we bring back Sunshine, we're giving all of you the opportunity to grab your materials. But we do want to remind people we are giving out 1,000 pesos worth of gift certificates to Amici. If you remember all of the codes that happen, that we give out during our shows, all you need to do is collect 4 codes, and you get entered into that raffle for the opportunity to win the 1,000 peso gift certificate from Amici. So
Mhm.
last episode, if you were tuning in, we did flash our code, and that was this code right here that you see on your screen. So if you took note of that, for this episode, what you have to take note of is our next special code, which is this that you see on your screen as well. Make sure to take note of that. Guys, all you have to do is write that down, and you get that super yummy meal from one of our show sponsors. Thank you very much to Amici for sponsoring our giveaway. Make sure, guys, that you check out all of the shows. We have 2 codes. These are the 2 codes that you see on your screen. All you have to do is get the last 2 codes, and you get your special meal at Amici. So
There.
I think we
Okay.
are ready
I hope
to
they got
bring.
that.
I know we are ready to bring Sunshine back, and she's going to show us how we can make our very own nativity scene or our very own villain. If
Yeah.
you have your cardboard material, so yeah, ito na si ito na
Okay.
yung ating art
Yeah,
activity, guys.
and for the sake of our viewers, this is the first time we're going to do this on our show. We are actually going to have a live activity, Care of Sunshine.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm
So
excited.
so if you're ready, these are the materials that you should have. You just need cardboard boxes from your groceries, and you need your brushes, and these watercolor paints, the kiddie watercolor paints, they actually work. So
Oh,
I was
really?
I
I
was
was going to
thinking
ask about
before
that. It looked
the
like
black
those things
thing.
that you'd see on the store, and then sometimes it
That's
was
right.
something you just buy for them to play with. But if
That's
that's
right,
the
but they
sample,
work. They actually work. So I'm
wow,
Good tip.
surprised. Yeah, that's
Good
one
tip.
tip. And then you also need water for washing your brushes with. And
mhm.
here is something I always use. It's a coffee paint. So I just used
Yeah, the
10
coffee paint.
ml. of water. That's right,
Mm-hmm.
coffee paint with maybe give it 6 1/4 scoops of instant coffee. So and then you mix it. It's going to look really sticky like this. And I use it for my outlines. So what I did was you'll get cardboard. Look at this. I have a Papa Joseph drawing already with pencil. Just so you have to sketch something or you make the kid sketch something. And don't worry if it looks a bit crude or rough. It's fine because it gives it the personal touch of the children, the kiddie personal touch of the children. So that's fine. What you do is paint the surface with these kiddie paints.
Amazing
And
that they
then
actually work. Those are the ones that you normally find in department stores and
that's
little
true.
art stores. So
That's
a
true.
legitimate visual artist
Is
vouches
using
for them
this.
that you can actually make good,
Yes,
galing.
it's saying you can actually use it. Yeah.
It's wonderful. It
Fantastic.
works. And how much does this cost? Like I don't know,
I
less
know.
than 20 pesos. But they actually work. So you just let the kids use this, and
That's great news for homeschooling parents. You don't need to get
yeah,
the expensive paint to produce great artwork, guys.
that's true. So this is just less than 20 pesos, and you can actually use all the colors. And they're visible, and I was able to keep the Belen for a year, and we're still using it this year. So
And
and
no ants.
no
No ants
ads,
on them.
no ads so
So,
far.
yes. No
Success.
ants on them. And I
So
think what's good about this as well is as they paint, the opportunity again, it's like moving meditation almost, because they have to be kind of concentrated on what they're doing. And I guess as you go through your regular homeschooling schedule, this is something that you can incorporate with whatever it is that you're currently teaching them. So
that's
regardless
true.
of the age of your child, right? The illustration of course can get more sophisticated as they get older, but otherwise otherwise, it's a good opportunity to bond with them and also to reinforce whatever it is that you're talking about at that point, right?
That's true. That's true. Um, and the kids, they actually like painting. It's like making them color, except that you're using watercolors, color like the usual coloring activities in school, wherein they use crayons. But this one, I think the kids like painting. They like getting messy, and
That's
this is
true.
the opportunity to get messy, and
Yeah.
without too much cost on your part. So
Actually, it's in a way it's a soothing activity also for kids. Because
that's true.
they're busy with their hands, and they get the chance to actually do an activity and use their hands and focus and all that. So it's actually a good activity for kids to do, and
That's true.
sabay singit na yung mga uh, little life stories, little lessons, and
Yeah,
even like for example, if you have a toddler or a young one, you're introducing colors to. It's a good activity. Actually, it's a good exercise to do. So what color am I using today? Or right
that's true.
now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And the
uh,
It would also
cardboards are perfect because they get to absorb a lot of water. Unlike when you
mhm.
use Oslo paper or just plain bond paper, cardboards are perfect because they're thick enough to absorb all the
Mhm.
water that your kids will be putting there. If it's
Yeah,
the kids handling it, they'd be too soaked, but the cardboard can take that.
yeah, interesting.
amazing. I think the other lesson, or the other thing that is really notable about what Sunshine is showing us today is that as with again learning, or educating, or teaching your children, it doesn't always have to come in one frame, right? You'd think a visual artist would have all of these standard, like in the box kind of thing, expensive paint, really expensive paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd think someone who uh, whose work, I guess, was the display abroad. You know, someone like that would say, "Oh no, cardboard! That's such a that material. Real artists don't use that, right?" But
That's
and
true.
this is a great opportunity to show that really, it doesn't. It's not the price. It's not the regular framework. It's actually what you can make with it, what you can do with it, how you can challenge yourself to find again what
Yeah.
is important to you in a situation, and that
Yes.
applies whether it's pandemic or not, or whether it's art,
Mhm.
moving or artwork. So interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I have an anecdote to share about that share because, we, in a conference we ran a couple of years back for Play Pilipinas, we had a guest speaker, Kenneth Cobenpoe, who's a world renowned designer as
Oh,
well,
we
right?
love Kenneth Copeland.
Yeah.
Amazing work and all that. So he was sharing with us that on one of his trips to Italy, I think they had an exhibit of, an art exhibit, or I think the work, of course, it's furniture and all of these home furnishings that they were on display in that during that conference or during that exhibit. And there were a few, I think, some people in media and some potential buyers passed by the booths of Kenneth and of course Philip Stark, who was I think just across
Wow.
Wow.
beside him. Yeah, and this person, I think he was a media personality, if I'm right, if I'm correct. And maybe Paul will remember that. But he came to his booth, to Kenneth's booth, and he says, and he was surprised at the price of the furnishings that he was putting on display for sale, and he asked him, why is this piece of furniture so expensive? And Philip Stark says, this price, you're almost the same price. And you
Mhm.
know what was really inspiring was what he said, and he shared what he told that person. He said, "Why should the product of a Filipino mind be lesser than that of an Italian or another, this designer's mind?" So, um, I think that
Wow.
was we were really, wow, you're right. Why should it be, of cheaper value when actually it's a product of his creativity and his imagination. And if you like it, and a lot of
Right.
people
Of
like it,
course.
that is worth of, that is
Fantastic.
priceless. Yeah.
That's right. And
That's a
of
good
course,
answer.
world renowned, another world renowned, artist from the country. So we
Yeah.
love Kenneth Copeland.
Yeah.
Maybe what we can run through some questions that
Right.
were
All right.
shared on screen by, yeah, Denise. Is asking, Sunshine, how do you store your school or art supplies? You're right.
Um,
And I have another question to follow up with that. And is it a whole room or is it a cabinet? Um, yeah.
Actually, hi Denise. Actually, here at home, here at home, my husband jokes me. He's telling me, "There's mommy's junk shop. Let's look into mommy's junk shop." Because for my kids' artwork, I have a whole. Do you know that mega box, that
Yes.
big plastic box? I have a mega box filled with empty bottles, milk bottle caps, and they're all there. Tissue roll, like the rolls inside the
Yes.
tissue. I don't know what you call
The
it. Those
tubes.
tissue
Tissue.
tubes.
Yeah.
That's right. I have a
Mhm.
lot of them. Medicine bottles and all of that. And my husband would say, go look into your mommy's junk shop because I have a lot of stuff there that wherein we can look into what art can we make today. So and
Mhm.
my husband is telling me, yung mga anak mo dun sa upstairs sa room nila, meron na rin silang junk shop nila. They're like you. So they have
But
their
it's true.
box of stuff that they keep, like
Mhm.
stones, shells from the beach that they plan
Mhm.
to work on soon afterwards because they think, maybe I can make use of this in the future for another artwork. So we all
Yeah.
have our own little junk shops here here in the
That's
home.
That's
right.
true.
So
You're
there.
right.
Well, because you are an artist, right? So it is understandable. Syempre naman, of course, a lot of materials that have to,
Yeah.
trigger your imagination. So while Sunshine is completing this artwork, we want to encourage all of our homeschooling parents, because you might be thinking, oh my gosh, so I have to be like a visual artist kind of homeschooling parent for me to be able to come up with this kind of activity. Don't worry, guys. Even though Sunshine is a visual artist, it doesn't mean that you have to be one as well in order to celebrate something like this, or to do something like this with your kids. As a matter of fact, if you don't know how to draw as well as Sunshine does, don't worry. All because what one of the things that you can actually do is you can just download templates,
Mhm.
print them out, and then go ahead and stick them on cardboard, and then ask your children to color or paint that with you, so that you don't have to do the manual drawing yourself. So for our viewers, because we were thinking of you, and we were thinking that someone might need help with coming up with their own nativity scene. Don't worry, guys. We are giving you your very own templates. We are sharing
Yes.
with you your own nativity templates. These are available for you guys. They are free. So if you don't know how to draw baby Jesus yourself, don't worry. You guys can just print this out. Then you can stick them on cardboard, and then work with your children, and then make your own nativity scene. I think it's a good practice. One of the things and activities this holiday that you can do with your homeschooling children, regardless of their age. You can share. Maybe like a chapter from the Bible as you lead up to Christmas Day. Maybe you can sing some Christmas carols while you're doing it. A good way
Mhm.
for you to have some family bonding. So this is available for you. All you have to do is private messages on our Facebook or Instagram pages, and we are going to
Mhm.
give you the free downloadable nativity printables for you guys to enjoy with your children. So that is
Mhm.
a way for you to be able to enjoy the same rituals as Sunshine does. So
Yeah.
Shine, we're seeing you're almost completing baby Jesus. So this is what
That's right.
the parents can do with their children as well. They can cut that up, and then I suppose then you just stand it up. You make it into
Ah,
right. So
yes.
you
So
you
it's
assemble it.
going to look like this. Um, the metal paper fasteners are very
Oh
helpful
yeah, yeah.
to stick
Right.
with the use of a glue gun at the back of the character, so
Right.
so that you can move it backwards some more, so that it will stand.
So that they
So
can
there you go.
stand.
So this is
There it is.
the finished product would be this. We have um, okay, this is Mama Mary, Baby Jesus, and Papa Joseph. So
How
I'll show you.
cute.
Nice.
So there you go. And then if you want to see, I also got a new
Oh,
box.
there.
This is a new box already. I had my husband spray paint on it earlier, and then so this is, we still have the donkey, the cow. Papa Joseph is in here.
That is such a cute. And
So there, maybe you
it
can
has
put
a
him
star on
forward.
top.
And a
Oh,
start, you
nice.
can put a slit there with a cutter and then stick in a star.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay, sorry there.
The
Yan.
kids are gonna have a lot of fun with that, because I can already foresee some kids thinking of these figurines as action figures and moving them around, because you
That's
can move,
true.
right.
That's
You
true.
can
So
you can
it
style
Oh,
looks
your own.
that's
kind of
so
looks like this.
pretty.
So there.
So
And
cute.
yeah.
What a wonderful activity for the family this holiday
Yeah.
season.
There's also angels there. Yeah.
Don't
And
forget
the
the
sheep.
angels. Yeah.
And the
And the
sheep.
sheep.
So we
Of
have a
course, the
sheep
sheep.
here. The shepherds. So it has
Yeah.
to
Fantastic.
be in one kind of bigger table.
So
You know
Sharon,
what's actually
I'm
so nice is you can lead. It can be a project that you can do with your kids for a couple of days and leading
that's
up to the
right.
24th. And I think I was
That's
sharing in a
true.
previous conversation, we could do baby Jesus last and actually just put him on the eve of Christmas. And that's
That's
when,
true.
you make it a memorable event and say, this is the time that Jesus is born. And so we place Jesus in the middle of the scene and talk about the
Special,
Christmas.
special activity.
Yeah,
There's
Sharon,
yeah.
I'm
also
curious.
some straw. This
Oh,
is
the straw
the
entertained.
brown paper. I made my kids cut up strips of brown paper so that we can spread it all over the floor of the bilin so that they'd
Oh,
have real
special.
hay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
there,
nice.
yeah,
Honestly,
it just
bilen,
has
bilen.
to be in a sturdy table that's a bit bigger. So
Mm-hmm.
Right.
there.
Yeah, you're right. And
Sunshine, I'm
with
curious.
lights.
So after you went through this activity with your kids and with your husband, what was your biggest takeaway out of doing, this activity? What was it that maybe you remember the most or seems most special to you?
Actually, after this whole activity, I thought, wow, we can really make something nice out of insignificant materials like cardboard boxes, and it really doesn't matter if you buy it or not. And I'm surprised that when I posted that family picture on Facebook to greet everybody, like everybody has their family pictures on Facebook during Christmas, and
Mm-hmm.
like most of the people were taking notice of the bilin, and they were saying, wow, you just made that. But I kept on telling them we didn't have a chance to go out to buy, even if I wanted so bad to do it. So the takeaway was really, you can still make something nice out of insignificant materials like
Mm-hmm.
coffee, like cardboard boxes, like I don't know, for this coming Christmas, we plan to make another Belen, which is made out of different shapes of bottles, and we're going to paint them
Oh,
with acrylic paint. So I'm thinking the kids might get challenged with this one, but it's worth it because they're getting bigger. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
How nice.
there.
Wow, that's something we can look forward to and hope you can send us a photo of the finished project
Yes,
so
please
we can
share the
I,
actually
finished
I
post
will.
it on
project.
the Heart of Homeschooling Facebook page.
This is one more Christmas project that my kids and I made. It's just made out of a cardboard box again.
Yeah.
This is These are scratch papers, my husband's office scratch papers. The back of these
Oh,
white
really?
white papers, yeah, they have prints on them, like the office prints, whatever that is, those graphs and all. So what I did, I used the back part, the one that hasn't been printed out with anything, and then we cut out shapes of leaves. And these are crumpled pieces of paper, so glued onto the cardboard, the round cardboard, and
Mm-hmm.
then we just stuck stale coffee beans that were painted with red acrylic paints. And I just have an old ribbon from an old gift, so I stuck it here with glue gun, and that's it. And this is nylon string, and we have it here on all the doors of the house, so
Nice.
because we still cannot go
Catherine!
out. So there.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is so cute and that's so pretty. And what a wonderful way to get your kids engaged, right, for the holidays. And nothing too hectic, nothing too, too serious. Remember, it's a time to actually celebrate and be together with your family. Appreciate the time that you have with each other. At the same time, not really wasting time because you're actually doing something and focusing on the reason for the season, which is Christmas, which is Christ, right?
That's right.
And yeah, thank you so much, Sunshine, for sharing your art and
My
sharing
pleasure.
your time with us and with our viewers tonight.
That's
So,
Thank
right. And
you.
thank you for letting other homeschooling parents know how they can make their holidays more special with their children. Actually, Sunshine, do you have one last tip or maybe one last message?
message.
Or I would think more actually tip because it seems like you've got it handled. Um, for homeschooling parents and how they can deal with the holidays, uh, when they're teaching the children art, or they're teaching the children other activities. Any tips for you so far? What do you think has worked for you, homeschooling during the holidays?
Actually, maybe parents should still remember that we have our guardian angels right beside us. Things can go hectic during the holidays, gift wrapping and all those things, errands here and there, and the housework, the house chores, they're just unending. But we've when things go rough, when things get tough, we can always call on the guardian angels to help us get things at bay because to get things chill, and
That's
that works. Like I don't really know how we get by each day because of this. I'm also new to the homeschooling, to this homeschooling thing, but somehow we get by with the help of the guardian angels, praying. So actually, hold on to the prayers, parents, because
Great.
whatever we lack are just filled up by these prayers and the help of the
Fantastic.
angels.
Great
that's
tip.
So there.
great tip. Thank you, Sunshine.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Sunshine. So
also.
thank you for sharing your art, your experience, with all of us. More than I guess, more than the actual products, or more than the artwork itself. Thank you for sharing your love for innovation and encouraging parents like us to not just pass by common materials and disregard them, to see the beauty, I think, in the simplest of things and make the most of it, right? um,
That's true.
we have some similar comments to our audience is saying thank you, for giving them great ideas as well. We hope the homeschooling parents all around the world, the country watching this, we hope you did
Yeah.
get great ideas from Sunshine here. Yes, we will hold on to prayers. Great, great reminder. So, thank you to all
There's
of
a
our viewers.
request actually from Denise again. Can you do monthly class for homeschoolers?
Yeah, yeah. There's a question. Stay
Give
tuned,
it up.
Denise. Si Sunshine will announce it here in the show when she decides to do the monthly class. Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Hi,
great
sweet.
idea. A lot of great ideas. So thank you so much to all of our viewers. Again, if you have other questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. If you do want to reach Sunshine, she is online, Facebook and Instagram as Sunshine
Mhm.
Plata Filipina Coffee Painter. So reach out to her. Maybe you can convince her to do the monthly class with you guys and your
Correct.
children and teach them all of these crafts. So make sure you get in touch with her on Facebook and Instagram.
Mhm.
So let's see,
Mhm.
what happens there. Again, if you are still tuning in, these are the codes that you need to win that giveaway. Have that
Mhm.
perfect meal at Amici. So make sure you take note of these so that you get that
Yeah.
gift certificate. All right, so we are going to wrap up our show very soon. Sunshine, thank you once again for the opportunity of sharing your love for art with us. We hope to have you back very very soon for more activities, for more
Thank
for more
you, Cher.
tutorials.
Thank you,
Yes,
Cindy.
we would love to have
It's
you
my
back
pleasure.
by
For
Thank
more
you,
demand.
tutorials. So
everybody.
give our love to the family, and we look forward to having you back here
Of
very very
course.
soon. All
Thanks
right,
for
so
watching, everyone.
Thank
so
you.
partner, any last words to our viewers? What was the most notable thing for you today?
Actually, when I got to speak with Sunshine, had the chance to talk to her a few days back, and really looking at the work that she's done all through these years. Um, and just like what I said in the intro, what really struck me the most was the idea of innovation and really making do with the materials that you have on hand and converting them into beautiful works of art. At the same time, using it also as an opportunity for the children to be involved in what activity you do, right? I mean, to get them involved as well in your art, and as an opportunity to to build that relationship with your kids, and especially for homeschooling parents, it's a good way to introduce art and these activities in this time of the year, or any time of the year for that matter. So I think that for me was a really good takeaway about this interview we had tonight with Sunshine. What about you, partner? What was your takeaway for tonight?
Um, Very similar in that I was really struck by Sunshine's ability to see beauty, even in the simplest of things, right? And I think that's a good reminder also, especially for homeschooling parents. Sometimes you think, hey, I want my child to learn how to do art. Do I need to enroll them in formal art classes, to do all of these, super sophisticated, whatever, techniques, etc.? It doesn't even have to come to that, right? So it's a good reminder for us as homeschooling parents that in the little things that happen in life, those are opportunities for us to continue teaching, educating our children. It doesn't always have to be in the, again, like what you said, that box that you have to put yourself in. It has to be formal lessons. It doesn't have to be, always that kind of framework, because learning takes place in different areas of life and through different seasons, whether it's a
Yeah.
happy season, whether it's something like a pandemic, right? If you give yourself
Mm,
the opportunity to see the beauty in everything, that cascades to all of the areas in your life, which is something that should be really aligned with how you teach your children. You homeschool, again, teaching
that's
life
true.
skills, educating for life, right? That's what you say.
Mhm.
So values and virtues that are important to you, something that you can demonstrate in the little things. So very inspiring episode today. Again,
Yeah. I had
uh,
a good one.
yeah, tutorial. First time that we have that in the show. Maybe you'll have more of that. Let us know if that's something that you want to see more of in the show. Please get in touch with us at the Heart of Homeschooling show on
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Let us know what you want to learn, who you want to hear from, who you'd like for us to talk to, so that we can help you in your journey of homeschooling. So, partner, would you like
Mhm.
to close our episode for today?
Okay, so well, we can't thank you enough for those who joined us tonight. We can see that with all your comments. We love getting comments and feedback from you viewers. You know that this is something that we do with passion. Cher and I. I mean, we are both homeschooling parents as well, and it's something that we want. It's a way of giving back to the community. You know, the homeschooling community that we have out there. But yes, and we can only continue doing this with your support. So do give us your feedback and comments and suggestions. We would really love to, given that opportunity, we would be able to feature them in the future episodes. Talking about future episodes, share next week, sorry, not next week, but next month, we are
Mhm.
going to be featuring the first, again, every first episode of the month we are
Of the
going to
month.
do an unboxing series, right?
That's
So
right.
we are going to do the second series, a second show on that series, and we're going to talk about unschooling. So demystifying,
Unschooling.
yes,
Yes,
demystify unschooling. So what is it really, this radical, revolutionary movement called unschooling, and is it really the way we think or others think about it? So join us in that episode. That will be on the
mhm,
4th of December, if I'm not mistaken, right?
that's right. 2 weeks from now,
Yes.
guys, we are gonna see you back here on December 4th. Let's talk about unschooling. Join us in our unboxing series, and again, we have that for you because you've told us you want to learn about it, so we are gonna be talking about it. So make sure that you are there for us, with us 2 weeks from now, and until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hello, December, and we'll see you
Hello.
very,
Yes.
very soon.
Very
Take care,
soon.
everybody. Have a good
Thanks,
night.
Cher. Good night, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye,
Cheers.
everybody.
Okay. Have a good weekend.
Bye.